Now that you're kind of settled in, you've been here for a couple months. What have you been up to the past 2 months? What has been like the routine? What's been going on?
Not much of a routine.
Yeah.
I've been all over the place. Recruiting, the first month and a half, coaches and players was big, and then we got back in the office about a week and a half, and now we're kind of installing our offenses, installing our defenses, special teams, and really just kind of getting familiar with the terminology, things of that nature.
So when you heard about the job opening at Tech, were you kind of expecting a call with the way that your season went and just the success that you had and your relationship with Tech? Were you kind of waiting for a call, or did you not really know?
I didn't really know. I knew as soon as it happened, a bunch of my friends were calling and texting and things of that nature, but I didn't know what direction they wanted to go in, where they were headed with that. But when I got the call, I was, ecstatic about the opportunity to come back here and coach it where I played.
And when did you get the call after the opening opened up?
I guess it was Sunday in New York. I was in New York for that Heisman presentation and got the call, and then pretty much just spent the rest of the day in my hotel answering calls.
Some might say at 33 years old, you're a young coach, I believe second youngest in the country. Some might look at that as a negative, maybe you don't have experience or it's just not. How can that be a positive for you?
I see it as a positive all the way around. I think having played and played at this actual university, you can relate to the players, and you have some street cred when you talk about playing and things you've done. And so to me, it's all positive. I think you can speak their language a little bit more and not far removed from being in their shoes. And so I think that goes a long way when you're talking to the players.
How satisfied are you with this year's recruiting class?
Really pleased. Getting late in the game like we were, really thought we filled some immediate needs at some positions and got guys that come and play immediately. And we want to recruit guys that want to play and want to play early. We don't plan on redshirting anybody until they get here. And so hopefully we'll have a bunch of young guys out there playing.
What are some of the players that kind of stand out that might be impact players next year?
Yeah, I haven't seen much of them in person. Obviously, I know what they did last year. Eric Ward's a guy who came back for his senior year, and obviously very talented wide receiver, has a chance to be a really special player. Defensively, Kerry Hyder's a guy that stands out, plays really hard up front, and did a great job for him last year. But other than that, like I said, I kind of reserve judgment until I see them on my own out here at practice in our systems.
You got some young guys, you got some former Tech players. What was the criteria that you kind of had in mind when you were choosing which people to come with you?
Yeah, just positive energy type coaches, guys that are going to know about this place, know the culture of this place, and be able to attack. Our weaknesses are the obstacles we have to overcome out here. It's a special place, and you kind of have to know the culture of it to really embrace it and do your best.
What was it like to work with Coach Sumlin for so many years, and what have you learned from him that you want to apply at your time here?
Yeah, he was great. I think the biggest thing is that he allowed players and coaches to take ownership of their roles, and he didn't micromanage as much as hire people he trusted and then let the kids really take the team over. He wasn't all in their business. He wanted the leadership to come from within, and that was a great deal, and it really showed at Houston and Texas A&M.
As far as defensive coordinators, we've had 5 in the last 5 seasons, so it's kind of been a big issue. What are you looking to change as far as defense is concerned, to where opponents don't look at the schedule and say, hey, there's Texas Tech, 500 yards for free?
Yeah, I think, in today's college game, especially in the Big 12, everybody gives up yards. You look at OU, Texas, TCU, they're all giving up yards, but you got to be good in the red zone. You got to be able to turn people over. And from the stats last year, Tech wasn't very good at turning people over, and that's something we really have to prove upon.
And you said that you wanted, you said it's really the players, not the plays that wins games. Do you feel, I know you haven't really had a chance to look at them yet, but do you feel like you have the players to make a run at a Big 12 title?
No question. I think with the parity in the league right now, you saw last year 8-5 and could easily won a few more. And last in the Big 12 in penalties and last in takeaways. So we're excited about what we have coming back. I think it's a great time to be here and a great time to make a run at it.
What do you expect from this offense as far as the personnel that you have? Is it going to be pass heavy, rush heavy, balance attack?
Like I said, we take a lot of pride in adapting to the personnel. So once we get out there this spring, see what we have, we can kind of evolve our offense around that and go from there. But I could care less. We threw every player in every play as long as we score points and make first downs.
Right.
Be happy. We don't have a playbook. We do our installs on the board.
Right. I was going to ask that.
So, yeah. So there's some new wrinkles we put in conceptually. We changed some things, and like I said, after spring, once we've seen what we have, we'll really have a better feel for which direction we're going to go.
How are you going to separate Tech from all the other schools in Texas and in the Big 12? What's going to stand out? What makes Tech different?
The big thing is you got to win. I think that's number one. You got to find a way to win, and kids like winning, and kids like excitement, and so that's what we're trying to do.
Your contract gives you some time to develop. Is the football team now a long-term project, or is this something that you're looking to, get a lot of success early on?
No, we expect to win this year, and that's why I came here. I had a great job at the other place, but this is home for me, and I wouldn't come back if I didn't think we could win it this year.
Mm-hmm. Right. Your contract also gives you freedom to change the uniform style. You feel like you're going to put that to use, or?
Yeah. I think we want to do some things with that. This first year will be a little limited, but going forward, it should be some cool stuff.
Looking at the competition, do you feel like the Big 12 is going to be tougher than people give them credit for? Some might say it might be a down year for the Big 12. Do you think that they're kind of underrated, or not so much?
Yeah, I think it'll be a very talented league as always. I think it's up there at the upper echelon each and every year, and I just think everybody's gotten better in the league. When you talk about TCU, Baylor, West Virginia, teams have come up, and so just a lot of parity, but I don't think that's a knock on the league. I just think the other teams have kind of caught up. Guys that used to be way out in front.
How important is quarterback play in the Big 12?
It seems to be big. You got to be able to score points to keep up in this league with the fast-paced offenses and the tempo and things like that. So, you look at the players it's produced the last few years, some great quarterbacks coming out of it.
Would you say it's more important than it was in the SEC?
I don't think so. You look at the SEC, you had the Heisman Trophy winner, you had Aaron Murray, who was up there, you had McCarron, who's a great player. I think to be successful, you got to have good quarterback play, no matter what league you're in.
You definitely had good quarterback play at A&M. Were you expecting that to happen, or was that just?
I thought it'd be good, but I didn't know how good until we got him out there in live action. We were trying to tackle him, and nobody could tackle him. Then we knew we had something special, and just his competitive nature really resonated through the whole team, and that was the biggest deal. That kid refused to lose and went out there and sold out every single play.
Right. And is that the kind of player that you're looking to recruit and to bring in, just the guys that are, the more competitive ones, refuse to lose?
That mentality, that's what you search for as a coach. I don't know if we'll ever see another kid that athletically gifted. He's done things that nobody's ever done in college football, but that mentality is definitely something we're looking for here.
You said that your defense is going to be more of an attacking, we're coming right at you kind of defense. Do you feel like that is kind of risky in the Big 12 when they can go for big pass plays, or is that just how you want to go at it, go after the quarterback?
Yeah, I know as a play caller that the schemes and the things that affect me, and so I wanted to hire somebody that I've seen their defense, I know what they do, and I know how it affects me as a play caller, and that's what I did here.
Do you see any similarities between A&M and Tech at all?
As far as the teams?
Yeah, as far as the teams.
Not, like I said, I haven't been around our personnel enough, but the expectations were very low there, obviously, last year. And kids played with their chip on their shoulder and really proved a lot of people wrong, so hopefully we can do the same here.
Was it hard to leave A&M when you knew that they're probably going to be preseason top 5 in the country?
Yeah, not as much as that. I don't worry about that, but just the relationships you build with the players.
Right.
Those kids, they said, bought into us and what we were selling and really played their butts off for an entire year. And so it was hard to leave the relationships behind, but very proud of that group, and I'll be pulling for them every week.
How important is it to establish relationships with players?
It's huge. That's why I'm in it.
Yeah.
That's why I got into coaching. That's my favorite part about it. I'm not married, don't have a family, so this is kind of my family up here.
Right.
So that's the best part to me. I don't set goals as far as records. I want to make this team the best that we can be, and just after that 12th game, we sold out. We did everything we possibly could to have the best season we could.